In this video, we need to create a deployment for Grafana deployment exfusion, and then we need to expose this deployment on this port number 3200. So if you click on Grafana here, it shows a 502 bad gateway. If you run the command kget svc, there except this default service, there are no other services. If you run the command kget deploy, no deployments as well, and no parts as well. So this one we need to do this in they didn't specify any namespace, so I'm just gonna go with default namespace. So let's create that. Okay, create, and the deployment name should be Grafana, and then use the image. So they said using any Grafana image for a Grafana app, set other parameters as per your choice. So I'm just gonna go with Grafana with the latest tag, and then do I need to do anything? Okay, let's yeah, that looks fine. Just create that deployment. So if you run the command kget pivot, now that pod is deploying. So now let just expose that. So kget deploy, and then run the command k expose deploy. Of course you can get maybe you can do this way as well. NodePort Service, click on service, look for node ports somewhere. If you scroll down, so you can get this. You can do cat svc.yml, edit it. So service name, so it doesn't matter, you can use any service name. So they didn't specify anything specifically. So what I'm gonna do, actually I'm just gonna delete these comments just to avoid confusion. So port, I'm just gonna go with 3000, so that's the default port for Grafana. Target for port is 3000 as well, so we need to open 32,000 port for non-node, and match these labels. So what's the labels actually? So let me save it. Now run the command kget deploy -o and wide. So these are the labels. Copy this, because we created that with by using inline imperative command, so that's why we didn't specify at the time any. So just let me delete this and paste it. Just put colon space, that looks fine, because we need to match these to deployment, because whenever someone hits on this port or node port, it's gonna look for these parts with these labels, and then for gonna forward traffic to this port. So that's the reason. So now run kapply svc. That's been done. If you refresh it now you can see the default you can see the Grafana. So if you click on check, it's going to succeed. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to add I'm going to show you a few more things, so what to look in. So this, for this image, you can put the admin default credentials. I'm just going to skip this. I'm not going to change password. So basically this Grafana gives us some visual appearance. I mean, we can monitor things visually, so we can add dashboards as well. So for this one, if you click on dashboards, create dashboard, import, you can put ID, you can get it from internet, or you can use any for instance, if I go with 3119, load it, so it's gonna ask for source. So what I'm going to do, I'm gonna install Prometheus on this Kubernetes cluster. That Prometheus basically exports uh, the metrics of these cluster nodes, parts, and everything. So then we can inject that thing to Grafana for visualization. So let's do that. So for this one, of course you don't need to do all these things to succeed in this task, but I'm just showing you how to use it. So what you can do, I'm just gonna do sudo su because we need to install helm charts. So for that, so get this password, come back and just run yum install helm -y. So basically what is helm? So helm means it's a package manager for Kubernetes. Like how we do in Ubuntu CentOS. So we run apt or yum a package manager to install something. This is helm. If the helm charts are basically if you want to deploy something, maybe you have deployment, a pod, service, etc. You're gonna zip them everything in a zip file. I'm just telling you in a simple way, not really in a zip file. We need to follow some specific formats, like you need to do them in charts, values, and I'm not gonna dig into those things. But just remember this: helm charts are basically contains everything. If you want to create some deployments, pod, services, you just gonna put everything together in a file and just you can run it. So let's exit. If you run a helm now, it's been installed. Now just run these commands. So this package, first we need to add this. Let's add it and then install them. We're doing everything in default namespace, but in real time we deploy in different namespace such as monitor or something else. So we install it. If you run the command get PO, you can see these many ports, get SVC, these many services. Now we need to connect it to this Prometheus server. So let's jump into this one. Now we need to add a new data source. So click on new data source here. Otherwise you can add it from, maybe you can search for data source. Click on that, add data source, and then that's a Prometheus we installed on our cluster. I mean as parts deployments. So we're running like those. Now you can name it anything. Now add the connection. So that's basically HTTP colon and put the service name Prometheus hyphen server, and then that's in default namespace. So put the namespace and then SVC, that's a service cluster dot local. So let's test this. Save and test. Yeah, it's working fine. If you put something if you put any mistakes, so it's not gonna work. For instance, if I add one more L at the end, let's see, it's failed. So once you put all this in correctly, then only you can see successful message. So that's fine. Now click on Grafana. Now dashboards, create dashboard, and then import. So you need to have ID. So what you can do, actually you can run that create Grafana dashboard. Maybe you can put ID as well, for instance. So I'm just gonna click on this one, So it's gonna show like this. Now let's copy to clipboard and then jump back here, put the ID. So here we need to select our data source from Prometheus and then import. So select here as well and import. Now it creates dashboard. So Grafana has a huge number of dashboards, so you can look for whichever matches your requirements. So this is how we can do. So let's check the task results now. Yeah, it's been successful. Again, I'm telling you, you don't need to do all these helm charts and everything, but just need to install Grafana and expose it on required port number. That's the only thing you need to do. Yeah, that's all for this video. Thank you so much for watching.